Back to the channel. Today you join me down on Southbourne beach after sole. As you've seen in one of my previous videos, I've showed targeting sole from piers, jetties and breakwaters. So today I'm going to take you through how I target sole on a sandy beach. As usual, I'll quickly run you through the equipment I'm going to be using, rods and reels. Then I'll go through the rigs I'm going to be using, bait, and then tactics, how to target them. I've already got 2 rods in the water at the moment, and I've already got a bite on my right hand rod, so things are looking promising. Yep, so I'll quickly look if I got a fish on here, then I'll turn you around, I'll run you quickly through the rods and reels I'm going to be using, then we'll jump into the beach buddy and we'll go through everything else. Yeah, I just spoke about, I did have a bite on my right hand rod, so before we go through everything, I'll see if there is a fish on here now. Quite away from the water, there's a lovely surf on. But yeah, when I was talking to you, going through the intro, this was bouncing quite happily in the stand. And I got a boom rig on here, in close. I may have to go out the shot to go and get it now. I'm just fishing at the end of one of the groins. The cross fingers. Went to a fish first cast, and it's not the jinx of the first cast fish. I hate that. But I'm going to have to nip out quickly. Oh, brilliant, everyone. There we have it. First cast, target achieved, brilliant. And that's on a boom rig. So I get this little fella slip back now and get him on my Tronics Pro species hunt. But yeah, brilliant, first cast sole. And I'll take you through the tactics I caught that and the rigs quickly now. But I'll get him in my bucket, get a photograph of him, and then we'll get back in there. Yeah, first cast, brilliant. All right, that was quick then. Sole first cast. So what I'll do is, as normal, I'll quickly run you through the rods and reels I'm going to be using tonight. On my left hand side, I've got my competition blackout, and that's coupled up with a Bonsai monomag, 16-pound blaze and 80-pound tapered shock leader. And then I've got my Xenon plasma, and that's coupled up with a Versiota 8000 and 15-pound braid and 60-pound tapered shock leader. The blackout is a maximum distance, and at the moment I've got two single sand deals on the up and over pulley rig, and then I've got on the plasma I've got a boom rig which I'll show you through now. But yeah, that was quick, that rod. We're even out 5 minutes, and as I was setting up I could see it bouncing in the stand. So what I'll do is now I'll quickly jump into the beach buddy as normal. I'll run you through the rigs I'm going to be using, the bait I've got, and then the tactics for both rods on Southbourne beach. Alright, let me quickly run you through the sole rig which I had that on. When I fish Southbourne, I normally, if I'm targeting just sole, but tonight I'm targeting ray on one rod and sole on the other rod. I normally have one about 40 yards out in the first gutter, and then I hit the other one as hard as I can. So when I like to go in the gutter, if it's nice and calm and that, I use the earth rig. It's a little bit choppy now, you probably can hear the wave background. So what I've got here is probably one of my favourite sole rigs. It's the boom rig, as you can see here, and I'll talk you through it now. If you don't know much about sole, sole feed off when they're looking for all the worms that they find in the sand. They use like electrodes on the end of their nose to pick up all the worms and that in there. So apparently, you know, when they send out electric, it picks up on the booms, especially metal booms, and I find it works. You know, I got told that years ago by my old uncle who's passed away, who was a really good fisherman, and I've always said that. So let me quickly talk you through it. A rig body is 60 pound, Xenon, and then I've got Tronics Pro booms, and they are 500mm apart, like so. And then I got my snud coming down, and I got a size 6, and I just got a couple of beads in there for attraction and noise. When you're fishing booms though, always make sure that your snud is never longer than the boom, because when you're casting, what will happen is when you wind back in, it'll just catch in that, so it defeats your object. So never have your snud longer than your boom. And like I said, 500mm coming down. It's just another Tronics Pro boom, identical, 15-pound snud amnesia, and I got 15-pound snud there. And then I got another size 6 hooks, and then I got a 4-ounce showcast lead. And that's all I'm doing that is fishing out in the first gutter. So what I always do when I'm fishing a boom rig is, if there's not much tide, cast it out, let it settle, and wind it so you straighten the boom rig out in the water, because you don't want it in a big ball. And once I can feel it straight and the lead pulling, I just leave it. I normally leave it for about 3 or 4 minutes, give it a little turn, and then I slowly fish it back in. And I normally fish it for about 15 minutes, and every 2 to 3 minutes I just give it a little turn, because sometimes that can, obviously you move in a lot more of the ground, and that can search them out sometimes. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be using close in. I have got a 2 up 1 down, which I took this off obviously, and I got a 2 up 1 down out there now, and that's got 12-inch snods. We'll have a look at that one when he comes in. My distance rod then, like we spoke about, I've got the up and over pulley rig, and that's baited up, and it's all out there now doing his business. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to 1 up 1 down. Am I taking it, which you can see, which is on my YouTube channel. I'm going to bait that up now, because apparently there's been dab caught here. Oh, it's fireworks from over there. There's quite a few dab been caught in here. So my top up, I'm going to put a bit of smelly blacks, which I've got from the fridge, and fresh ragworm. And then on the bottom, I'll just put a single sand deal to search out the ray. But yeah, good start, first cast. Sole, target achieved. I hope it's not the jinx of the first cast fish. Yeah, it's a lovely evening. It's a little bit fresh, but it's bearable. But the beach is quite full. As I'm looking down the beach here, I'm on the end of the promenade there. I'm looking down the beach there, there's head torches, I'd say, for half a mile. And then if you could pick it up on the camera there, there's about 15 people to my left. So yeah, it's a good turnout on the beach, which is good to see. But what I'll do is I'm going to bait this up ready to go back out. And if I have any more action, I'll bring you back. Right, I've quickly baited it up, as you can see. I've got ragworm on there, but if you notice, I haven't got a tail or anything hanging off, because what I find a lot of the times is, when I've seen people, they have long tails like that, and what the sole does, it comes along, sucks the tail, and just sucks the whole thing off the hook. So I always have my hook, if you can see it, right at the end of the bait. So when the sole does come on it, and it starts sucking, obviously the hook's going to go in. A lot of the times, well, when you're sole fishing and you know you've had one, but you missed it, and the sole has come from that end. And he started obviously putting that in his mouth, and when you wind in, you've had a bite, but it's like that. So what's happened is, the sole has come and started sucking on the top of your bait. So yeah, so top tip, always try not to have hanging down bits. As you can see there, my hook is right to the bottom of the bait. Right, that one. Oh, tangle, sorry. Same with that one, the hook is right at the bottom of the bait. I'm proud. So that one's all ready to go out. And cross fingers, we can get into another one now. It'd be interesting to see if the 2 up 1 down with the 12-inch studs work. If it doesn't, I'll put that boom rig back on, see if I can pick one up. And I might chance an earth rig, because I do like fishing an earth rig here. But I've been having a conversation with James about obviously different rigs and sole rigs and what do I prefer. And believe it or not, I've always liked short snuds, and they call it a whack and osterhead rig, about 9-inch snuds. And I've always used that, or I used the boom rigs when I come down here. But I think it was about 2 years ago, which blew my mind. I went fishing with Steve Perry, and we went to a mark not far from our houses. And I had little short snuds, 9-inch snuds already, and Steve was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, these are my sole rigs." "Ah, they won't work here." And I was like, "What?" You know, in your head, you always think short snuds, keep it on the deck. But then Steve brought out a 1 up 1 down rig with about 3-foot snuds, and he absolutely hammered me. I think I caught 2 sole. Steve had about 8, and they were massive, they were. But I think it's all down to venue. If you know there are sole in the area, mix your rigs up a bit. Obviously, try one rod with short snuds and maybe a boom rig in close, and then the longer one, the one you're fishing out, try a little short whacker rig, I call them, or a 3 up, with 9-inch snuds. But then try a longer snud one, and just experiment, because different beaches fish different. Because I fished all the way down in Kent, and they are tiny snuds, and they use red snuds down there and all that. So I think it's just finding the area which you fish in, and then experiment with different rigs to see, what the fish are actually like in that area. Yeah, but yeah, Steve blew my mind that night. Really long snuds, madness. But yeah, hopefully that that's a few tips to find out you know, what's sole like in your area, but just experiment, you know, with short snuds, long snuds, but don't be scared to use long snuds because Steve proved that point to me one night when we were fishing. Long snuds definitely worked. But yeah, I'm going to get that one out now and cross fingers we can get into another sole now. Yeah, I was just showing you baiting up the boom rig, and I looked up and I had a lovely little bite on the 2 up 1 down, which is about 30 yards out. But there's quite a bit of surf out there now, so I'm hoping it's not my nemesis, the school bass. There's quite a bit of weed out there as well. Yeah, we've got quite a bit of a push of weed coming through. We're about a half hour before top water. I think get the fish on here. The tide's coming right in. He's coming up to my stand now over the top of the bank. And then quickly nip out now. Well, I certainly didn't expect that. Look at that. On ragworm. On the 2 up, 1 down, 12-inch snuds. A little tiny small-eyed. When I first seen it coming through the water, I thought, oh, I got a nice sole on there. Yeah, a little small-eyed. Oh, on ragworm. Well, I'll get him sorted now and get him back, yeah, but I didn't expect that. I honestly thought that it was a nice size sole. Yeah, on ragworm. You can see it's hanging up his mouth. And that's just on a 2 up, 1 down. But I'll get him sorted, get him back. Yeah, that's a fish. Fish a chuck on the rod 30 yards out. Great, man. But the distance rods haven't gone at all. So, yeah, I'll keep on persevering. I might drop the other rod in a bit now. But yeah, little tiny small-eyed. Didn't expect that on a worm bait. Oh, this shoe I'm getting now. Poked in. That's the problem. See, you're fishing 30 yards out in that gutter. For the sole on the closer in rod, yeah, but I'm getting plagued now with pouting. Within about 5 minutes, a pouting's on there. So I might try it out about 40 or 50 yards, but 30 yards out, yeah, it's only in for about 2 or 3 minutes, and you got a pouting on there. So I'm a bit gutted about that, because obviously first 2 casts with the closer in rods, I had the ray, and then I had the sole, then I had the ray. Then yeah, I've had another 2 casts now. And I've pouted him within 2 or 3 minutes. The distance rods haven't gone at all. So I thought I might have picked up a ray now because I got sandeel on that, but I'll keep persevering with them. But yeah, I'm going to move out a little bit further now because these are on it straight away in the gutter and see if I can find out where the sole are. But I get this little devil back now and hopefully I don't get plagued with these this evening. Yeah, I've been having some inquiries on my distance rod. Not massive bites, but just slow, so that could be a sole. We'll take a look now. Right, went down and all then. Yeah, there's ever so gentle bites. I'm hoping there's a sole just sat on it. Well, this is some distance, man. With those showcast hybrid leads. And the 1 up, 1 down, man, it goes like a bullet. Get some right distance there. There's a little bit of weed come through now on the edge, but it's stuck in the lead or not. So I might have to go down and get this fish. There's something on there, definitely. I don't think it's anything massive. I hope it is another sole. I may have to go down if I lead a lot. Gets weed in it. Yeah, give me 2 seconds, I'm just going to run down now. Oh, you just see me winding out in. Another sole. That was on the distance one. That was at some distance. It was the tiniest bite because it was at such distance. But yeah, a little bit bigger than the other one, but not a massive one. But yeah, that's the second sole now. But it's nice to see that I've had one on a distance rod, because as you've seen, I'm getting plagued now by pouting in that gutter. So I have thrown that one, like we said, about 40-50 yards. So we can try it there, but this one was at some distance at range, but a little bit bigger, but not massive. But I'll get him back in now, and I'll get this one back out, and cross fingers we can get a bigger one. Oh, it's nice to catch a sole on the distance rig, and what I'll do is I'll quickly run you through the distance rig I had. If you look on the channel, it's my take on a one up, one down. If you haven't seen it, I'll quickly talk you through. Obviously, my main body comes down. Coming off my main body, then I got a bead, swivel bead, and then I've got 130 pound micro bead, swivel, my Tronics Pro anti-tangle sleeve, and that comes down to there. That's a 16-inch snud, and it comes down to a fine wire Tronics Pro wormer. Brilliant hooks there, no bling at all. And then it comes down, as you can see how I have it. It's like a running ledger then, and I've got an imp showcast hybrid lead 6 ounce, 120, then there's a bead, then is the power swivel Tronics Pro anti-tangle sleeve, and then that's 20 pound blackout. Comes down then to my cascade swivel, and then I've got a 2-inch snud with a stop knot there, the sequin, and then my wormer hook size 2. The good thing with this, it casts like an absolute bullet, and it's brilliant. And when it breaks down in the water, then you've got an up and over rig fishing on the bottom, and then you've got a pulley when you. What I find is, especially with place fishing, if you get a place, takes one of these and starts pulling it, obviously it moves all the rig, and then half the time that can entice a second one to come on it. Brilliant rig that is. If you want to have a look how to make it, it's on my YouTube channel. But that's what I had that sole on distance. Yeah, not bad. I've been here now, what is it, 45 minutes. I've had about 4 pound in, 2 sole, and a small ray. So not bad, to tell the truth. I'm not intending to stay out here long. I mean, I said about a 3 or 4 hour session, and then I'll get back in because I've got work in the morning. But yeah, as long as those pouting leave me alone, I think I can get a couple of more sole out of the inside gutter. And then cross fingers then, the distance one, I can pick up another sole, a bigger sole hopefully, or a ray, because what I've got now is, I've got a double sand deal on now, on the up and over poly rig, so let's fire that out, and I'll set this one back up then, with ragworm, just plain ragworm, whipped on for the sole, and I just keep an alternate then, one for the ray, one for the sole, but then the one I'm fishing 40 yards out now, I'll just keep that one fishing for sole. But the waves have dropped off a bit now, so I might try an earth rig now, because that's normally pretty productive down here. So it's as it calmed down a bit, because sometimes you use it when it's rough. It does get tangled up a little bit. But yeah, not bad fishing, to tell you the truth. And the temperature's not too bad. It did start off, it was quite cold. But the temperature's fine now, the wind has dropped off. But a few more people turned up as well. It's 11 o'clock now, so there's a few more people turned up. They're probably just to fish the ebb. But yeah, cross fingers now, I can get into a bigger sole and a bigger ray. I was just reeling in for a bait change then it was, because it had gone quiet I thought, but yeah. The rod was just 40 yards out. Right. A little tiny sole. That's my third one now. Yeah, that was one about 40 yards out on the boom rig again. But yeah, I didn't even know where he was on, he's really tiny he is. But yeah, sole number 3. So we're plodding on. There's a bit, as you can see, there's a bit of weed coming through again. But yeah, I didn't even know I was on. But I wouldn't, it's tiny. Yeah, a little tiny one, right. But I'll get him quickly back now. I'm only going to give it another half hour. It's 11:30 now, I want to try and get home for about 12:30, because I got work in the morning. But yeah, it's been quite enjoyable now. 3 sole, a ray, and about 6 or 7 pouting. But yeah, it's been quite an enjoyable evening. We got our target species. At least you got to see, you know, what rigs I'm using and what distance. But yeah, I got this little fella back now, and hopefully in the last half hour we can get a bigger one. All right, my last 2 casts are out. I only want to come out for 3 or 4 hours because I got work in the morning. But quite enjoyable. I think I've had about 8 or 9 pouting now. I've had a 3 sole and a small eyed. Quite enjoyable. The weed has been a little bit of a nuisance, but I was talking to a young lad, but he's been here since this afternoon, and they said they're a really good day. They said gurnard, and they had sole as well. So Southbourne's fishing quite well. But I hope we took a lot from that, how I fish a sandy beach close in with the boom rigs. The boom rigs I obviously took 2 sole. My distance rig just took 1. But I hope you can see what sort of rigs I use. You know, the boom rigs absolutely brilliant on the day. Pity I couldn't use the earth rig, but it's a little bit too rough on it, and it would have just come back in the ball. But yeah, really nice. I enjoyed it. Nice to get out, catch a target species. But I know, as I always say, I hope you get a lot of hints and tips from it. You know, if you come down to Southbourne, you know, always bring a boom rig down with you and try your 40 yards out. You know, I've had some nice ones in the past by doing that. And then, then the other one, you know, you can send it out at distance with either a sand eel, you know, to pick up the ray, or you can try for a bigger sole out further. Yeah, quite enjoyable. Really enjoyable. But I'm going to get back now because I'm up early for work. If I have anything on my last 2 casts, I'll get back to you. But if I don't, thank you very much for watching. And if I don't see you on the beach, I'll see you on the channel.